Starting with our Independence Day rally in July and continuing on to the election, we've been focusing on how the better angels of our collective nature produce a patriotism of hope and progress rather than a patriotism of nostalgia or fear. Today we're going to continue our study of what makes America unique, what actually makes America great, in a series we call Happiness, our founding governing principle. The Declaration of Independence claimed that we all have certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But we all didn't mean we all. And those rights may be inalienable, but they are not absolute. We have the inalienable right to life, except when the government carries out the death penalty. We have the inalienable right to liberty, but we have jails because the right to liberty is limited. We have the inalienable right to pursuit of happiness, but we must accept a certain level of unhappiness as a compromise, because we can't always pursue our own happiness without infringing on someone else's happiness. And those distinctions are the ones that create a lot of issues for us, for this country. When the Declaration says that the purpose of a government is to best secure the people's safety and happiness, it is both a banal statement of fact, because one of the primary duties of any governing body is to maximize the safety of the citizenship, but it's also a revolutionary statement of humanity. No other nation was created with a mandate to maximize the happiness of its people. This founding emphasis on happiness, that is, pursuit of happiness being an inalienable right, that government governs best, which best affects the people's happiness, distinguished the United States of America from all other nations. America was exceptional because it was aspirational. The aspirational has always been the exceptional. This was the vision of the United States of America, our vision statement. But what came next? We won the Revolutionary War, so how would we live as an independent nation? The first attempt was a flop. The Articles of Confederation, adopted by the Continental Congress in 1777, served as our first constitution. Why did it fail? Well, the states retained too much power. The central government could not regulate commerce or raise taxes or support a war effort. The fledgling nation was in danger of collapse because of disputes over taxes, territories, war pensions, trade among the states and other nations. But something else was missing from the Articles of Confederation. What was missing? Any sense of that original vision of the Declaration of Independence. I reread the Articles, and I've got them here if anybody's interested. I reread the Articles of Confederation to prepare for this speech, and it's like reading condo association bylaws. There's nothing about the people or their rights, nothing inspirational, nothing memorable. The Articles of Confederation are stale rules with no context, no hint of aspirational, therefore no sense of exceptional. Luckily for us, the leaders of this new country recognized this. Well, mostly recognized the commercial limitations of the Articles, but they soon convened the Constitutional Convention, with the preamble to the Constitution serving as the mission statement of our nation. We were back on the road toward American exceptionalism. Not perfection, but perfecting. Not quickly, not steadily, not without huge historic speed bumps and setbacks and riots and marches and a civil war. Not without constantly leaving someone and some groups behind, but slowly the moral arc of history before this country bent toward justice. So next week we'll go on to the preamble to the Constitution, which is, I consider to be America's mission statement. We're going to talk about what it means for governance and for citizenship in 2024. And I'm going to hopefully have us think a little bit more about the particular phrases that we all learned when we were kids with the Schoolhouse Rock. That's the one thing we all know is the preamble of the Constitution. But I want to think about each particular phrase in the context of the purpose of a country that is there for the safety and happiness of its citizens. And I want to linger on each of those phrases as we consider exercising our right to vote in 2024. Consider what is the vision and mission of this country that best reflects what this country could be, ought to be, and we hope someday will be. So next week, on to the Constitution.